course, you're judged upon everything you do.
So they're judged so they don't get judged the same as someone else who does know that it's wrong.
No, they will be judged in a different way. They would be judged with lesser blows, meaning they would be judged according to what they knew. The Bible says he wrote the law upon their hearts. That's why people have what they call a sense of morality. That the human logic is what he calls it.
Yeah, I don't know. So like my heart doesn't tell me that it's wrong for me to have sex with my girlfriend.
Yeah, once again.
Okay, so then like, am I judged on that basis then?
Right. It's not wrong to have sex with your girlfriend because God's defined these things. However, it is wrong to have sex with your girlfriend outside of marriage. The reason why he's done this,
if she's my girlfriend and not my wife, doesn't that indicate that it's outside of marriage?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, sorry, let me rephrase that. It's not wrong to have sex with another person, another female, sorry, but it's supposed to be inside of the covenant. It's supposed to be inside of the covenant of marriage because you're supposed to promise yourself to always support that person and not just exploit their body for, objective means.
Yeah, so me having sex with my girlfriend outside of the context of marriage is exploiting her?
Yeah, in a sense, because you're getting to use the perks of her body, in a sense, without actually committing yourself to her, A, and B.
Committing? We're in a committed relationship.
Yeah, committed is not, okay, that's your definition of committed. God has defined what marriage is. Marriage is something that it's like when you take vows, you're saying in sickness and in health, and basically you're saying, I'm committing my feet or my path that I'm going to always support you regardless of what I later feel like, because people are in a committed relationship today and tomorrow they're not. So that's not how it really works. God has a very big definition.
People are in a committed marriage and tomorrow they're not. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, in America, you can just divorce someone and take half of what they own when you feel like it. That's not really marriage. That's called elevated relationship.
Oh, so you think that people shouldn't be able to leave marriages?
No, I think that when you're inside of a marriage, and God defines specific terms on divorce, for example, sexual immorality or abuse, outside of those things, even learning, just reading.
Wait, where does God say abuse?
You can read in the Bible. I'm not sure.
Yeah, which verse? Because Matthew, Mark.
I'm not sure.
Mark doesn't provide any exceptions.
Okay, so it was talking about women being abused in specific cases.
I didn't see that.
Okay, well, you probably are gonna have to do some research on it. If you,
I didn't see that in the Bible. If you look at Mark, it provides no exceptions. If you look at Matthew, I'm pretty sure the one exception is infidelity.
Yeah, so sexual infidelity, that's one. And number two, I do know there is abuse.
Where? You go find it. I'll give you time.
Okay, so I can find that. Just give me a sec. But my main point is that marriage is not something that we can define, right? So it's something that God defines. But yeah.
All right, we'll give you a second to look it up. In the meantime, everyone, keep tapping that screen. Let's try to get up to, again, 2 million likes. If we do hit 2 million likes, y'all, we are going to be giving away 5 free subs, y'all. 5 free subs. So also, if you do want to have access to the sub-only chat, y'all, subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me come on here every single day. We're running it up to 2,000 subs, y'all. Honestly, if only just a portion of y'all sub right now, we could hit 2K, okay? We can hit 2K right now. There's 4.6 thousand people in here. If a portion of you sub right now, we can hit 2,000 subs. Okay, chat? Also, by the way, follow me if you haven't already, everyone. What's it called? We are running up those followers. So if you want to help out, especially if you're 18 plus, do that so that we can increase the average age of my audience. Also have Venmo, Cash App in the bio. Promo Parker in the chat. Sub, Venmo, Cash App. You already know the deal, everyone. If you have any questions, put in the comment section right now if you're in the group chat. I'll answer them in between. Also, how y'all are liking this topic and whatnot. It seems like people are definitely enjoying this topic. Road to 400K? Yeah, we are actually pretty close, chat. 362. Yo, Gemini, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Proxy, thank you for the 5 subs. Let's go. Thank you so much, Proxy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's been good. It's been good.
Okay. So my point was that when people are abusive in relationships.
Adele, thank you for the Venmo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Adina, thank you so much. I appreciate the sub.
I believe that God it's more so saying that it's not correct to be.
Yo, Persephone, thank you so much for the 5 subs. Thank you so much, Persephone.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I do apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. That's pretty good. I'm glad the stream's popping. That's pretty good. But my point was, I defined that an escape clause in marriage is abuse, but that's not what that's not my point. My point was that when someone is abusive in the relationship, that's not what God calls them in marriage. Sorry. So in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 through 33, it instructs husbands how to behave properly. Otherwise, it's not a proper marriage.
Sure. But it doesn't provide an exception to marriage as it
I
relates
said
to you
sexual
being
immorality.
abused.
So sexual infidelity, and then God instructing people of how to be actually in the marriage. If those two qualities are not
Actually, I appreciate the Venmo. Thank you so much. Addie, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Be real. You did not say that. You specifically did say that like it gave an exception for divorce. You were saying the two exceptions for divorce.
Sorry.
So you actually know that you're literally bearing false witness right now.
No. My point is I'm reclarifying.
You actually just did.
Okay, so check this out. My point is that Jesus describes sexual infidelity, okay? And he says, but the Bible also says it gives instructions of how to make the marriage proper. Sorry. That's my point. Now, if I said it another way, that's not what I meant.
Sure. So yeah, again, at the end of the day though, right? Someone who is married to someone who's abusive, right? It's wrong for them to get divorced, right?
Outside of sexual infidelity.
Yeah. So they're getting abused. It's wrong for them to divorce their significant other.
No, that's not. So then once again, they're not abiding by the law of God.
Yeah, but regardless of whether or not the other person abides by the law of God, you still have to abide by the law of God.
Yeah, right? You have to abide by the law of God.
So then you should not get divorced.
Okay, so so this is my answer. When God says not to marry unequally yoked, that's the problem. You initially married someone you were unequally yoked with. They're not a follower of God if they would abuse you.
No, let's say that they fell out. They were there and they were 100% there and you thought that they were and you got deceived.
Yeah, so A, you're not being led by God because you have spiritual discernment. And B, the Bible says if someone...
Whoa, that's wild. That's wild to say that it's their fault.
It is their fault.
That's actually wild.
It is their fault. They chose that. So,
dude, you're actually nuts. Someone who's getting abused, that's their fault?
No, I didn't say it's their fault that they're getting abused. I said it's their fault that they chose to marry that person. Now, what I'm saying is that God gives you the ability to have freedom.
Again, but they didn't know that this person was abusive.
Once again, you can't know that. Okay, so you don't marry someone that you don't know, right?
Wait. Again, you can know someone and then they change.
Yeah, then you never knew them.
Wait, then you can't truly know them given your experiences.
No, okay, so like
that's
I said,
the fault of God giving you perceptual issues.
So check this out. So there's going to be a lot of different opinions on this, but my personal opinion is this. Basically, this is my biblical belief. Number one, when you marry someone, you should understand that they are a believer in God and they've been transformed by the power of God. How do you know that? You can look, the Bible says to basically watch their deeds, look at their fruits. You'll know them by their fruits. That's what the Bible says.
Yeah. Now, so you looked at all their fruits. You did this. You did it in accordance with the Bible 100%, but apparently you were deceived.
Yeah. Okay. So then that person who displays the true fruits of the believer would not abuse someone. So then you have a paradox.
No, they did show the true fruits, but then they didn't show the true fruits after they were married.
Yeah, so then once again, you would have, so you could have someone who falls out. There's instances in the Bible where someone who, like, for example, King Saul, I don't know if you know who that specifically is, but this person was, a great leader, and he later became, I guess, more demonized in a sense.
Laura, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much.
So the point is that what a covenant means is that you are bound in a promise that you've kind of, in a sense, made an oath before God to uphold, to secure. It's two parties working together to the same goal. Okay. So in marriage, to be abused. Okay. So you can call on the power of God, right? So let's say, someone's getting abused. They pray to God. God, I'm in trouble here. I'm going, something's going down. They need to trust the power of God in that case. God, in his own covenant with his people, they've served other gods. They've turned on him. They've cursed his name. They've sinned against him. And God has never divorced them. God has always been there and never left. So when he expects us to make a covenant to another person, he expects us to be the same way. So why should we now, when it's not good for us, we should just up and dip? That if God did that, we would all be in hell.
Ashley, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. This person's being abused. Okay. So you think that they should undergo the abuse?
No, I think they should pray to God.
And undergo the abuse through the prayers.
No, praying to God will exactly change their scenario. But first off,
praying to God does not change the scenario. You cannot just tell abuse victims to pray to God and it's going to go away. That's fucking crazy. That is actually wild. I'm sorry for you to think that that's, dude, what the hell?
It's not wild because there's not just people
it is
who are
wild.
abused. Okay, there's not just people who are abused in marriages. There's people who are abused in homes and several different scenarios that they can't always just up and leave. They have to endure.
But they should be allowed to up and leave. You're saying it's a sin for them to up and leave.
I'm saying it's not correct.
You're saying it's a sin for them to up and leave.
Yeah, it's not what God calls them to do. God calls them to be faithful.
Yeah. God calls them to stay with the abuser, right? Like,
No, God calls them. So check this out. So when you sin, for example, let's say, for example, you do believe, or you don't even have to believe in God for this. God has a covenant to his people, right? Just as we make covenants to one another. And God does not leave us. God does not forsake us. He says that several times when we sin against him. So when we abuse God's grace, does he get up and leave?
Again, the regardless of the matter, right? That does not mean. Well, I don't think you should say that it's the same for me to say that Santa Claus exists to a child as someone to get abused by their partner. That's fucking crazy.
I don't get that
My sin against God is nowhere near close to the literal abuse that person is going through.
Yeah, it is. It's actually worse than the person.
Yeah, it is.
It's worse. It's worse.
You're fucking nuts. You're actually crazy.
You're
actually crazy, dude. You're literally crazy. You're insane.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna get upset about the swearing, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe it's just
swearing. Okay, yeah, whatever, dude. Get it right. You just said that me saying that Santa Claus exists to a little kid is worse than someone staying with their.
I didn't know. Someone being
pressured to stay with their abusive.
That's not what I'm saying. Sorry. What I'm saying is this: when we sin against God, it's worse than any other sin that we can. Or sorry, not worse than any other sin. It's worse than sinning against a person, because if you slap let's say you slap your brother, your brother might forgive you, but you might slap the judge or whatever, the county judge, you'll get sentenced to prison. You've done the exact same act twice, but you've got two different punishments each time. Why? One has higher authority than the other. So imagine sinning against God, it's the worst punishment. It's what's considered hell. He has the most authority.
Are you talking about what's justified, or are you talking about what happens?
Okay. What's justified?
All right, so if we're talking about what's justified, that's going to be fundamentally different. So go back to what you said, because that have to go back to like what I think is justified. Ashley, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I don't know what you mean. Go back to what?
What you just said. I do apologize.
I kind of said a lot. I'm not sure where you're taking this.
Okay, I don't remember what you said, so.
Okay. But my point was that what we see is correct and what God sees as correct is very different. So human logic versus God's logic is completely different. So by everyone else just saying, you know what, I don't decide to take this right, and that's your logic. What you think is correct. Now, at some point in time, you're going to have to realize, like, why does God see it this way? Maybe there's something I'm missing. If you care enough to see it that way, but most people don't care. They're just like, okay, well, I'm alive. This is my life. I get to choose, and you are right. God respects that, and so do I. But
there's not sufficient evidence to say that God exists.
There is sufficient evidence to say God exists.
You're delusional. Like where?
If you think that God doesn't exist, I could also say you're delusional.
Okay, give me evidence. Where's the evidence?
Okay, so let's look at something like let's use science. Do you submit to science at least?
Yes.
Okay, but have you studied physics before?
To some degree, not like a lot. I'm not. My bachelor's isn't in physics.
All right, we could just look at the second law of thermodynamics. Do you know what that is? Talking about entropy. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, disorder, like things moving into disorder.
Right. So if we look at the entropy over time in the universe, you can see that it's kind of ticking down. It's really just, nobody witnessed stars being created, but we see that stars are constantly dying. So we know
we actually do witness stars being created.
Where?
Literally like through satellites.
How? What's the process of stars being created?
I mean, I don't know the full process, but like, do you want me to look it up right now? We literally.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure astronomers see that.
Okay.
Do we see star formation? Oh, actually, I do take that back. The formation of individual stars can only be directly observed in the Milky Way galaxy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So
in distant galaxies, it has been detected through its. Hold on. So
yeah. So what you're
can or maybe not. I don't know. Actually.
It's okay.
Sure. Even if we can't, right?
Even if you can't, yeah. Even if you can, it's okay. My point is that you can look at the entropy kind of increasing in the universe, looking at how it's winding down, and you can see that it's tangent or not tangent. Sorry, it's ordered in a sense. Everything that's temporal, entropy applies to it. Correct? Would you say so?
Okay. Wait. Are you going to say God is atemporal?
No, I'm not going to say. Well, no, I'm not going to hop to that yet. I won't say that necessarily.
No, do you think God is atemporal?
Atemporal.
I would just dispute atemporal causation.
Define atemporal first.
Like it's not going to be in relation to time or outside of time.
I wouldn't say he's. I mean, you could apply that title, but that doesn't fully justify. That doesn't do justice to it. So I wouldn't use that.
Okay.
Yeah, my point is that if you look around and you see order everywhere, you'd realize.
What do you mean by order?
Order. Everything is ordered in the universe. Everything is ordered. You can see.
Thank you for restating the claim. Can you just tell me what ordered means?
Ordered. It means it follows a specific pattern, and you can use some sort of.
God's mind follows a specific pattern, so God's mind is ordered.
Say that again, please.
God's mind follows a specific pattern. God's mind is ordered.
Yeah, our minds follow a specific order too. Sorry.
Yeah, so God's mind is ordered. Does that indicate intelligent design in God's mind?
It does indeed.
So God's mind is intelligently designed?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You actually don't realize that means that your God is not actually God then, right?
No, it doesn't mean because in order for him to be an intelligent mind, he would have. Sorry, in order for him to be an intelligent mind,
he didn't design his own mind. That doesn't make any sense.
No, God.
You would require a mind to design it, right?
Okay, so God has always been. Okay, so
So you say he's eternal. That's how you get out of it. So there could be the naturalistic state that is eternal.
I wouldn't define it that way, but in order
to be a prior naturalistic state that's eternal. But again, I don't think there's a sufficient explanation. I'm not a naturalist.
Okay, that's fine. But my point is that before we try to apply our laws of logic to a being that's outside of our
AirPods,
universe,
I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
Before we try to apply our logic to a being that's outside of our universe, we'd have to realize that our logic would fail at doing such things. So to even discuss the mind of God,
logic does not fail. I don't know what you're talking about.
It would fail because logic is defined. Logic is only, it's bound to our universe. That's what makes sense in our universe. If we're talking about things outside of our universe,
I think it's not necessarily. I can conceptualize the things outside of the context of the universe in which logic can still apply to. So.
Could you give me an example, please?
Yeah, like if you're talking about anything that's supernatural, I don't think that you could say that there's a squared circle that created the universe.
A square and a circle?
Yeah, squared circle.
Okay, so how does that, okay, so once again, that's also inside of the context of us understanding from our universe, from our perspective, right?
Okay, can God make atheism true?
That doesn't make sense. That's a paradox.
Exactly. That's a contradiction. So God cannot make his own existence not true. So can God exist and not exist simultaneously?
No, he can't.
No. But that's supernatural.
No, that's like saying, can you have a true and a false thing be?
Yes, that's a contradiction. You were saying that he's not subject to contradiction. He is. He cannot make contradictions.
No. Okay, so once again, you can't make the truth.
Nick, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
You can't make the truth into a lie. So that's literally impossible. So if
you can make the truth misleading, which is a lie.
No, you can't. I mean, okay, that's a different point. I'm saying not misleading. I said you can't make the truth into a lie, right? If you try to suddenly say that God does not exist when he does, well, then that's just a lie. You can't suddenly have it that he doesn't exist. Or
so you're supposing that he does, but you have no justification for that, and I'd actually be able to provide contradiction.
Well, that's a paradox to say that in the first place, because to even make that assumption would realize in order for you to even make that assumption, God would have to exist in the first place, so you can exist.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, so because our existence is sustained through God's existence. So if
that's your assumption.
That's not our assumption.
You have reason to believe that to be true?
Right. So the definition of belief is what you accept to be true. So you might not accept it to be true that God exists, but that doesn't refute the fact that he does in fact exist. That's like, me saying there's cars on the road.
No, again, I know I refute it, but I wasn't saying just because I refute, that means it's false. I never said that. I give actual arguments. I give actual reasoning. Please don't represent my view as, I just disagree with you.
Once again, you said you don't believe, right?
Yeah, my view. I gave you actual legitimate reason. I didn't just say I disagreed. I gave you reason why I disagreed.
Yeah, I can give you reason why I do agree, but
but you failed to do so.
I've given you several reasons actually.
You have not sufficient reason.
Do you have So could you give me your current working theory of how we exist the way we do? Is it all random?
I don't hold to a sufficient explanation of the world. I've told you this. So then
how can you then say...
Matt Christ. How many times have I told you that? I've literally said this 1,000,000 times on my stream.
Okay, I've heard you say that, but once again, then
you've heard me say, then why'd you fucking... Dude, I can't do it, man. No way.
All right, well, my point is that you're getting into a conversation where you would have to have a pre-assumption already before you can get into this grounds, because you can't say then... Okay, well, the question at least is why should you go to hell? How can you talk about a place you don't even believe in then? What are you debating about that for?
Well, people believe that I should go to hell. I could talk
But you don't
about
believe
Marvel
in it.
movies. Wait, if I talk about Marvel movies, like why is Thanos justified? That's a completely legitimate conversation to have.
What? Okay. Well, the point
Yeah,
is
like I can have that
you can't actually.
conversation.
Okay,
That
well,
doesn't
you
mean I
can.
believe Thanos exists in real life. Like, do you get it?
Okay, but you can actually perceive that Thanos exists virtually or behind your computer screen.
Yeah,
Whatever,
I
whatever you're
can
watching.
perceive that Jesus exists through fucking images. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no. There. Okay, so we have eyewitness testimony. I mean, how do you know George Washington exists? Were you there to witness him?
I believe Jesus existed. I believe George Washington existed, but as people, not as gods.
Yeah. So once again, that's your belief, which you accept to be true.
No,
There
we
is
have evidence to
There's
believe that they.
sufficient
We have
evidence.
no. We have evidence to believe that he existed, that he was crucified, not resurrection, and not the miracles. If we're looking for
Okay, yes,
historical
there is. Yes,
proofs,
there
let
is
me
evidence
explain. Let
for
me
that.
explain. Let me explain. If we're looking for historical proofs are dictating what's most probable to be true, right? Whereas miracles are the least probable thing to occur, right? So they couldn't possibly be the most probable and the least probable unless there was only one possible explanation.
Okay, there is several testimonies. Once again, like I said, evidence that we accept as truth, and there's also there's no the Bible itself is not. There's no contradictions found within it, and on top of that,
There are, but like you would say it's expected to find contradictions given the fact that you have two different books or two different stories about a particular event.
there's not two different books. There's only one book.
Dude, Matthew, Mark, are those the same books?
Oh, you're talking about the scripture. You're talking. Okay, sorry. What I mean is the Bible. Sorry, the books that make up the Bible. Yes,
Yeah.
these are different testimonies, but they're not outside of the same point.
Yeah, they're underneath the same book, but they have differences in like what happened. Like, for example, we were talking about
No, they don't.
divorce. Yes, they do. We were talking about divorce earlier. Mark provides no exceptions. Matthew does provide an exception. We literally,
How does
in
Mark
this
provide no
conversation,
exception?
stop talking. In this conversation, we went over one.
I've never went over one, and I don't believe
We
that Mark-
went over one in this conversation. We talked about divorce, right?
We did.
Okay, we literally went over a difference in the context of scripture. I already told you about this in this conversation.
Yeah, I heard you. And the point is that I think not only do I think, but I know you're wrong because Mark actually agrees with everything that Jesus and all of the other disciples say. There is
Mark does not provide any exceptions as it relates to divorce.
Can you show me?
Yes. Look at Mark 10. Yes, dude.
let's-
Have you
let's
read your
read
own
this.
fucking Bible, dude?
Can you not swear at me though? I'll chat.
Oh
with
my
you.
God, cry about it, please.
Okay, what about Mark 10 now? I'm at Mark 10, but where's
Hold up.
where's it at?
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah, and okay, here we are. Yeah, if you just read Mark 10. It's what is it? 7 through 13 or 12. 7 through 12. Mark 10 through 7 through 12.
Mark 10, 7 through 12, 7 through 12, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So let's read it. Okay, so it says, "For this cause shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and if they twain be
What are you reading, dude? This is therefore what God has joined together, let man not separate. When they were in the
Mark
house
chapter-
again, the
Mark chapter
disciples
10?
asked Jesus about this. He answered, anyone who divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery against her. And if she divorces her husband and marries another man, she commits adultery.
Yeah. What's the point right there?
That's no exceptions.
Yeah. So once again, do you understand what that's actually saying though?
Yes.
What is it saying?
There's no you should not be able to divorce, or I mean, and you should be able to divorce, but if you do, right, and you remarry, that it would be considered adultery.
Okay, so could you keep that verse open, and I'm going to teach you something real quick. That's called biblical context. Okay, so you'd have to understand the context of what he's saying in order to understand that fully. So if you go to Matthew chapter 19. Verses 8 through 9. I'll read just so you
Dude, I know they have different fucking verses.
They don't have
right.
different-
Matthew provides an exception. Mark does not provide an exception.
No,
that
he's
was
not.
the very fucking point I just made.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Maybe you don't mean it. It's okay. But my point is that they don't have different points. Okay, they're on the same point, and they all agree that they're on the same point all the time. So the point is that Jesus replied that Moses, he's okay. So you're getting from the Old Testament and the New Testament. This is what's confusing you, I believe. the old law, the old covenant, which had a specific set of liberties or laws for the people to follow, versus Jesus now coming and he's giving the new covenant now. Now, it's not saying there is, so what you've read, and Jesus is quoting the Old Testament or according to Moses, right? And Mark is in the New Testament now. So you'd have to A, take biblical context, and B, understand that Jesus in the Bible does say that sexual infidelity is a legal or it's an applicable way to escape out of a marriage.
Yeah, I never disputed that, dude. What I said is that Mark, thank you, Aaron, I appreciate the subscription. Mark and Matthew provide different accounts as it relates to the same notion about divorce. They're talking about the same event, yet one says that there's an exception, i.e. infidelity. The other one does not name an exception.
Yeah, it's not saying that, bro. And but once again, this is gonna fall up to interpretation because we don't.
Wait. What do you mean? It's not saying?
It's not saying that there is no exception for marriage.
I said it doesn't provide an exception. Did you hear me?
Okay, so
there are two different accounts for what happened. Do you agree?
Okay, I believe that what's going on is that it's the same point given by two different people in two different ways, and you're saying that because it doesn't.
Yeah, two different ways. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's in two different ways, but that doesn't define.
You just proved my point. You just proved my point. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not proving your point because I'm about to.
You literally just did.
Okay, I'm probably go in a second, but my point stays the same. Jesus and Mark are on the same accord. That's why Mark was Jesus' disciple. I'm sorry. He was following after Jesus. Everything he got, everything he did, it was following behind Jesus. Okay. So he's not going to preach a gospel that Jesus did not. Jesus being God here, God is giving his own law, saying that outside of sexual infidelity, there is no other way to escape a marriage. You can't. And I believe that's just correct. That's absolutely correct. Because if you don't have, God is faithful in his covenant toward us. We're not supposed to just be able to up and leave. So if you make that covenant to someone, that means you're promising yourself exclusively to them. But yeah, I mean, if you believe otherwise, then that's cool for you. But that's not what God says is marriage. So this is why you have hell in the first place, because people who are bitter, they're very unchanging. They believe they know right from wrong better than God, and they believe they can decide what's right and wrong. And that's why God gave them the ability to do so. He said, okay, well, if you choose to be that way, well, guess what? I'm telling you, Parker, that you too will have to give an account to the same God that you swear does not exist or you say you don't believe. And I'm telling you, well, it's okay. Everyone in the chat too. All of you people will have to give an account to God. And it's something that it's not going to magically disappear one day. You go to hell.
Sham, thank you for the $10. I appreciate the cash app. Thank you so much.
Hell is a place that's in, it's basically saying you're separated from God for all eternity. And it's saying that if you chose have nothing to do with God in this life, why do you believe that you should go and live in his house after this life? Is that fair? Like, is it just if God, at the moment that you die, he snatches your soul and forces you to live in his house for all eternity? Why would he do that? How is that fair? You expect God to be just and say, okay, well, God stopped all injustice on the earth. He gave dominion, meaning authority, to mankind. And mankind.
Man, you're literally just preaching, like unironically just preaching. You're not having a conversation, you're preaching.
That's okay, bro. That's okay. That's okay, bro.
What do you mean that's okay?
That's okay. Well, that's what we're reading from the Bible, which consistently preaches. So what's your point?
My point is that you're not engaging with actual conversation. You just came up here to just say the same thing over and over again.
I'm answering your question. You said
you're not. You're going on our legit. What was that response? That response was like 3+ minutes of me not talking.
Okay, well, bro. Okay, well, if you would like,
I literally haven't talked in the past 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, if you would like to talk, you could go ahead. But I'm answering your question.
Yeah, but it's okay. Kels, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. You know what it basically does? It makes it so every single time I have to talk in the conversation, I have to cut someone off. Right? Every single time in this conversation, in order for me to be able to speak, I have to cut someone off.
You can say when you would like to interject. I would gladly,
Yeah, but every single time I speak, I have to cut someone off to be able to do that. That's like, doesn't that make it? That's why people fucking think I have to cut people off all the time, is because like literally people talk for so long that in order for me to literally even make the conversation productive or like there'd be a conversation in the first place, I have to cut them off.
So you've had this problem before me?
Yes.
So that means that it's not just me. With common sense, you
Yes,
understand.
yeah. So it's you and other Christians.
So
Absolutely.
it's not just other Christians, it's other people, because you're not in a formal debate with set time where everyone can talk with no interruptions. So if you're having a debate like this on TikTok, it would make sense that you'd realize.
If you go for like 3 minutes, I'm gonna have to cut you off to be able to continue the conversation.
Well, that's just common sense. Like you said, logic earlier. You would understand that we're not having set times here. You didn't put a 20-minute timer or a 10-minute timer. It's common sense.
Yeah, I understand, but like, do you understand that in a conversation we're trying to address points back and forth? You're just trying to continually address points and you're trying to like steamroll.
How am I steamrolling?
Because you're trying to hit like 5-10 points, right?
Yeah, but it hit the main point though. I've used 5 different points to make my main point. What's your point?
What are you talking about?
I've used 5 different examples to make my main point, that why you should go to hell if you reject God in this life.
Yeah, but no, you're not. No, we were talking about in a particular standpoint. I gave a response to one thing that you said in the conversation. You give 5 different responses that haven't even related to the response that I just asked.
They have related to the point you've asked. You said why should pretty much the entire. Okay, so your question for the prompt is why should you go to hell? Correct?
Yes,
okay.
I know, but you're going back to that instead of answering the question I was specifically asking, because I have to like get back to that.
What did you ask me,
dude? What we were just talking about.
What were we just talking about, bro?
What do you mean? What were we just talking about?
We've been on like 10. We've been on like 20 different topics, bro.
Weren't we talking about like how it? Okay, well, let me specify the conversation.
About marriage most recently, but we have been on.
We were talking about the we were talking about the distinction between Matthew and Mark as it relates to this particular account and how it was very clearly distinct.
Right. So I already answered this, and I believe once again,
and then you were just like ranting about other things, right? So let's keep the conversation between us. Let's have a conversation about these things, okay?
Okay, sure. I respect that.
I'm just trying to get you to be self-aware.
Okay, cool. My point was, I originally answered this question, and it's based on interpretation. For you who've not read the entire it's not even if you have read the entire Bible, it's more so wisdom to those who have eyes to see. The Bible really describes it as some people have scales over their eyes. They don't want to understand the truth because they want to continue living the way they want to live. So for you to try to interpret the words of God in your worldly view, like you said earlier, your worldview, you're going to not understand the context he's coming in. That's literally logic.
Any atheist doesn't understand. Yeah, whatever. Anyone who doesn't believe can't have an opinion. Yeah.
It's not that you can't have an opinion. No, it's not that you can't have an opinion. It's just that you won't understand the mind of God right there.
You're not going to understand the mind of God either.
No, I'm not saying I'll fully understand the mind of God, but when I do submit to his wisdom and I practice what he preaches.
Submit to his wisdom? Dude, you don't even know what you're talking about, right? You're literally, dude, unironically, it's some concept that is derived from the reality that you live in, and you're just deciding to put full trust in it with absolutely not sufficient evidence.
I do have sufficient evidence.
No, you don't.
I do. But how can you prove that I have no sufficient evidence?
Because I've had a million of these conversations before. I promise you're not going to provide me sufficient evidence. If I want to justify that on induction, if I want to justify that on this conversation, I can give you a contradiction right now.
Okay. My question to you is a very simple question. Is proof subjective or objective?
Proof is typically going to relate to something in which is going to relate to something that stands independently true or relating to evidence.
So are you defining what's a valid response, or am I defining it? Or who's defining what's valid?
As it relates to objective, it's like the valid. We're gonna have a specific set of criteria, right? The criteria typically considering like what's most probable to be true.
Who's defined that? Who said that?
That's how we would engage, just like me and you.
No,
that's the way that I define it.
So okay, thank you. So my point is that what you said earlier, and this is why you can have these debates in the first place. You've already defined that there is no valid point that will.
That's my standard for what I consider to be true.
Hang on. What you already defined for yourself, it requires you to break out of what you've preconceived, your preconceived notions, to be able to accept a truth that doesn't fit in your box. That's why you won't be able to interpret it.
What do you mean? What do you mean? My standard is what's most probable to be true. So what most evidence is indicating to be true. What are you talking about?
Most evidence indicating that we randomly spawned in this giant.
Again, there isn't a most probable to be true that I could identify as it relates to like how we exist within a threshold that I would consider like reasonable for me to like believe, right? Okay. As it relates to the world prior. I mean, not the world. What came prior to like the Big Bang?
Okay,
I have no clue.
Okay, right? So more so you're not an atheist, you're what's called an agnostic. You regard...
Yeah, you can call me an agnostic atheist. Yeah, depends on the definition.
So an agnostic is one who just says, you know what, regardless of anything, I'm just not going to hold to any belief. That's what you're more so saying, right?
Yeah, I don't think that there's anything that sufficiently explains what came prior to the Big Bang. There's no data.
Okay, so who's defined what sufficiently could be explained in the first place? Who are you defining?
That's my notion of sufficiently explained, and that sufficiently explained would relate back to the idea of a specific set of criteria, what's most probable to be true within a particular standard of threshold.
So in your own mind, you've decided that for yourself. So how
This
can
is what, the standard is.
Okay, so once again, it's subjective to you. Okay, so then how can you then?
No, the standard is applied, but what's true, right, is going to be independent, right, of my mind, right? This is the process that I'm using to identify what is true.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
How do you know your process is correct?
Yeah, dude, this is like any set methodology in any study, right? You can test it.
So testing
right?
it
as it relates to like what's most probable to be true, right? That's the standard that we use in almost any context.
Yeah. So once again, my point is that you're defining what's true and what's right in your own mind. And like I said earlier, if you're trying to talk about God, you have to get out of your own mind first. So
that's just what I believe in.
Yeah,
you're just telling me what I decide to believe in given the evidence. Yes, I decide to believe in what's most evident.
Right. So
or what's most probable.
So what you're doing is you're saying that at least you're not submitting to a belief. I'm not even asking you to submit to a belief. I'm just asking you to consider.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just rational. Like something's more probable to be true. I'm more likely to accept that, you know?
It's not more so something that you can't accept.
I don't think you're rational.
Do you think that all of what do you think about your parents or your folks? Before they, all of your history of people who've come before you, your family members, when they died, what do you believe happened to them? They just vanished?
I have no clue what happened to them.
What's your current?
And what do you think? Magic Man sent them to heaven or hell?
No, it's not about what I say.
The same way that you try to portray it in that way, I can portray it in the same way the other way around.
No, I'm not, because you know my beliefs. But my point is that I'm not more so saying I believe these things. I'm telling you I know. You're saying you believe, which means you don't actually know. I know these things. Okay, to believe something means you don't.
How do you know these things? No, believe. No, you're assuming your own definition.
No, I'm not.
I know that. No, do you know that you exist?
I do know I exist.
Do you believe that you exist?
I know I exist. I don't believe I exist. I know I exist.
You don't believe you exist?
I don't believe I exist. I know I exist.
That's wild, dude. I think that I believe I exist and that I know that I exist. That's just wild. That's a wild statement to say that you just don't believe that you exist.
So
do you believe that you are sentient?
So if I believe that I am something, then I don't.
Do you believe you're experiencing things right now?
Okay, so can I speak though without you cutting me off like every 2 seconds? Because you were just complaining about this, and I'm just saying, I am actually trying to not cut you off. Okay, we can agree to that. Come on, let's be respectful. Come on. But my point is that if you believe something, then you don't actually know it. But if you know it, then you don't need to believe it because you already know it. Belief requires you to have, in a sense, faith more so. If you're saying you know something, that doesn't require you to have faith. You just know it's fact to you.
No. So you're just defining it differently than I am. So you can know something to be true and think it to be true simultaneously. There's no contradiction with these two. Can you give me a contradiction?
Believing something and knowing something?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your definition of believing something?
I think it to be true.
Okay, so that's just called truth. Belief more so is what I'm talking about is in faith.
Belief is I think it to be true. No is going to be what's most probable to be true.
No, it's not what's probable. It's what's fact. You can prove
what I determine to be fact is based on what's most probable to be true, because that's fact is what's proven to be true.
So probability is still saying there's a chance that
proof relates to what's most probable.
So probability is still saying there's a chance that it's not true. Correct?
Wait, say that again?
So if you're saying what's most probable to be true, that means you don't actually know. You think it's probably true, which means there's a chance it cannot be true.
Most probable true, yeah, there could be a chance that it's not true.
Right. So I'm saying that if I know I exist, there's no probability.
But that's an infinitesimally small comparative to the chances it's likely to be true.
Exactly. So you keep proving me without understanding you are. You're saying that.
How am I proving what you're saying?
Okay, so I'm going to prove it to you. You keep saying that it's most probable that you believe that you exist, correct?
No. I believe that I exist. That is certain. I mean, as it relates to my own desires.
Okay,
I can prove that with certainty.
So do you believe that it's, sorry, I'm not going to say do you believe because that's the topic here. But my point is that you're proving me true at the same time you don't understand by saying it's what's most probable to be true, correct?
No, my standard for what I consider to be true as it relates to the world, as it relates to history, as it relates to many things within the context of our world is based upon what's most probable to be true, given the evidence,
okay,
right? Within a threshold of probability, right? So if something is like 1% likelihood to be true, but it's the most probable thing to be true, given the evidence that we have, Well, I'm still not going to say that that's sufficient in terms of a particular threshold.
Okay, so is it wise to believe in what's most probable to be true or what's proven to be true?
What's most probable is what's proven to be true.
No, probable. The word probable actually means.
If by prove you just mean certain, then it's more wise to justify things based on what's most likely to be true. As what's certain to be true is not a standard that you can attain.
All right, I'm not gonna. Okay, I do understand what you're saying, but you do at the same time keep missing this point. Probability is based on chances. Okay, what are the chances of? That's probability. Okay, so if you're saying what's most probable to be true, okay, that's saying there's a chance that it's actually not true. So what I'm saying is you're saying it's most probable to believe that there is no God. What
99 point, yeah, no, I'm saying that as it relates to your God, that your God does not exist, right? Because contradiction. So it's impossible, logically.
So then if you're saying my God, then what about your God?
I don't believe in a God.
Okay, so once again, belief.
You just paused.
Okay, sorry. Belief is based on what's true, what's most probable to be true, right?
Yeah. My belief is typically based on what's most probable to be true.
Okay,
right? That's
so
my standard typically for like standards of evidence.
Okay, so let me ask you a simple question. If there was a God, if not only there was a God, but if my God exists and everything you've read in the scriptures is true, would you serve him? Would you come to him? Would you listen to anything he has to say?
Anything? No, but yes, I would follow typically if it's considerably good.
How can you judge what's considerably good unless you have
my
done
own
that?
Values.
So where do you? So you've inherited your values, or you've concocted them based on your own life experiences, etc.
Reflectionary processes and experience.
So how can you then say if one comes along and says my values are better than yours, then we get to an argument of morality, right?
We can have a conversation, but it's fundamentally it's just going to relate to whatever our preferences are.
So once again,
I can have a conversation about our reasonings behind particular intuitions that we have. We can talk about reductio ad absurdisms, right? Cool. Generalism, particularism. Like we can go into the metaethics. Like there's so much to go into.
Okay, cool. So my point is that once again, are we not deciding for ourselves what's right and wrong?
Yeah, we are.
So then don't you see why the world is the way it is today?
What do you mean?
If everybody decides what's right and wrong in their own hearts, don't you see there's a lot of conflict and disargument in
Yeah, of course there's going to be conflict as it relates to that, but that's also a fact of your position as well. This isn't actually coming after whether or not it's true. It's an appeal to consequence.
So if you have everybody deciding what's right and wrong in their own mind, then you're going to have a broken world with people who don't have food. You have people who are being murdered for their beliefs, etc. A lot of different things, right? Just all
that's going to happen under your worldview as well. Like what? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, so if everybody understood that what God said is true and they don't trust...
Yeah, if everyone followed my sense of morality, that wouldn't happen either. Okay, what's your point?
If everybody said that again?
If everyone followed my sense of morality, that wouldn't happen either.
Okay, so let me ask you some of the things you think are true. Let me figure out your morality. Do you believe, like you said earlier, it's okay to... Sorry, we were talking about killing earlier. Could you define murder for me really quick?
Unjust killing of a human person.
Okay, so what do you believe about abortions?
I don't think it's a person until it's sentient.
So when do you believe something is sentient?
My standard's typically 18 weeks and on.
18 weeks. So you've decided for yourself that the being that will become what we know as a human being, it already is, but you believe that, okay, at one point it's not a human being, it's just a clump of cells, right?
I would say that it's just like a non-sentient entity that I don't value. I mean, it's a human life, cellular human life, but I don't have as much value for it as I would relate to with like a sentient human life.
So it's okay to murder that?
It's not murder. Yeah, it's okay to get an abortion in the first trimester. I see no issue with that. Like if my girlfriend got pregnant, I would see no issue with her getting an abortion in the first trimester.
Okay, so you pretty much.
I also don't consider people who have IUDs murderers, right? Just because it stopped the zygote from implanting to the uterine wall and killing the human life, I don't think that they're a murderer for that. I don't think that they should get first degree charges for murder, right? Because they had an IUD.
Hang on. Okay, I didn't interrupt you. But okay, that's all right. I'll accept that.
Sorry, I was finishing my point.
No. It's okay. I'll accept that, bro. But do you believe that if you realize that, like you said, if your girlfriend gets pregnant, that clump of cells is your child, right?
Dude, we're all clumps of cells. I don't. You're the one who brought up that terminology.
Just answer the question. Just answer the question. No.
We're all clumps of cells. I don't know why you're acting like I use that terminology.
You just said earlier that it's not a sentient clump of cells, correct?
Yeah, it's not sentient.
Okay, but is that still your child though?
What do you mean by child?
So it's not. It's not something that spawns.
How do you define child?
Something that spawns forth from you.
Spawns forth from you?
Yeah, you can get okay.
My definition of child would typically relate to like a person. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, you could not define it as a child.
So what do you
it's a
consider
person?
a person then?
But prior to that point, it would just be like a embryo. Even if you do want to consider it a child, sure, it's my offspring. But I don't care about it until it's sentient.
So you don't care about it until it's sentient. Okay. So pretty much it's okay that if you decided, okay, well,
do you care about your sperm?
So your sperm is not your child.
Yeah, clearly not. But like it's in that process. It's part of that process.
No, it's not. Those are not applicable. Your sperm is your
part of the process. I don't think I care about it really.
No, so your sperm is your genetic information. So the sperm.
Yeah. So is the zygote. The zygote's fucking genetic information.
Okay, so check this out. So if you
I actually don't see a distinction. They're both genetic information in that respect.
If you understand how it works with mRNA and DNA, your actual sperm is just genetic information. It's pretty much like a list of instructions. So
so is your DNA as it relates to the zygote.
So it's bro, the chat, I can't. Yo, anyways, the point is that I'm crazy. The chat is crazy, bro. The point is that itself is just instructions, bro. I mean, you're pretty cool. You're pretty cool guy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You're a pretty cool guy. I understand your views, but at the same time, they're void of any godly morality. My point is that we've decided in our heart, just like you have, what is right. And I'm saying that if we've decided all what's right and what's wrong, then there's never going to be any agreement in anything. There's always going to be conflict and war everywhere. So if you would like to end these problems, then everyone would have to agree on a set standard. And that's why God's
no, dude, these problems are going to happen regardless.
No, they're not.
There is going to be that whole standard that's just going to come about out of nowhere. That's just not going to happen. You're not engaging with reality. Hey, you're not like legitimately engaging with reality. There's not just going to be one person that's just going to come about and everyone's just going to follow that standard right away. Obviously, I want to influence morality, right? And that's why I do lives all the time, right? Because I think that the way that I'm viewing it, right, typically speaking, should be adopted by other individuals. I think that I have reasons behind them.
Okay.
Right? So, and also, right, if I think that it should be otherwise, then I would just prefer that. Right.
Okay. So
obviously what I prefer is I think that whatever everyone else should prefer as it relates to morality. Oh, and Matt, thank you so much, Rochelle Grace. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
So you've just decided what's right, and you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to influence everyone because I believe I'm right, so everybody should follow me. So that's kind of narcissistic in a sense, right?
No, that's not narcissistic. That's just me describing my own morality. Of course, if I think that this is what I think should happen, well, then obviously I think that should be true for everyone.
So what?
Right?
Okay, so
because that's what my preference is.
So did you see what you just did?
It's not narcissistic. You don't understand anything. What are you talking about?
Do you see what you just did there? You've just said that your standard should fit everyone because you believe it should.
So is God narcissistic?
No, God is
wow,
not.
that's fucking crazy. God does the same shit, smart one.
Okay, so the smart one actually would not be you here, because when you put God in this context, God is all knowing and he's omnipotent, which means that if you were all knowing and omnipotent, I would definitely trust what you had to say because you are all knowing. But are you all knowing?
But it relates to his own preference. So it's fundamentally the same thing.
It's not his own preference. It's just what...
That is his own preference.
No, it's not. It's just what he knows is correct because he has all knowledge. Having all knowledge, you know what is right and wrong. He's not saying, okay, what's just my preference.
What you know right is right or wrong. That's assuming that the it's independent of his stance.
Okay. Once again, my point, bro, you're missing my point here. We keep cycling back.
And I am all knowing and omnipotent.
No, you're not.
I am.
Can you calculate all the numbers behind pi? Can you keep going?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I could say the same thing to your God. I'll do it once your God does it. Hey, when your God does it, I'll do it.
He does, bro. He knows. Okay,
tell him to do it right now. Tell him to put it up right in front of me right now.
Once again, so this is besides the point. So
wait, no. You're asking me to do it, prove it. Okay, I can ask your God to prove it too. And wait. Stop. No, it's not silly, right? You can ask me to prove it, but I can ask your God to prove it. Okay.
Yeah, but
and
why
when
would
neither of it, please stop talking. When neither of them happen, right? What conclusion are we going to form?
Yeah. So so once again, you keep doing this thing right here where you're saying, okay, well, when
what conclusion are we going to form?
we'll form the conclusion that you're not omnipotent and you're not all knowing.
And that your God's not omnipotent. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, then, then show us proof.
Okay, so check this out. So I would do that for you, but actually, what God commands us in Matthew chapter 4, verse 7, it says, "It is written, thou shalt not."
He's not gonna give us proof.
Hold on. It's written that we're not to test or tempt the Lord our God.
Oh, okay, so don't test or tempt me. I'm omnipotent.
No, you're not God, though.
I know. I am.
So you've defined that once again for yourself. If you're God, do a miracle.
No, I meet your definition.
So do a miracle for us.
Okay, well, I could say the same thing for your God.
He can do a miracle, but are we meant to tempt him?
Okay, well, tell him to do it right now. Pop up in front of me right now. Do a miracle.
So
right
has
now.
he not? Has he not done miracles by sustaining all life on earth?
No, I want a miracle right now. The same way you just asked for a miracle. Have I not done miracles? The chat will say right now that I have done miracles in the chat.
Yeah, well, your chat. Okay, well, your chat follows you however you do.
Okay. So do Christians. You follow Christ no matter what.
Yeah, I do follow Christ because Christ is God. You've defined yourself as God without having any actual proof for it. You have no power. You're just a human being.
Wait, you have no proof of it either.
I do have proof of it.
Okay, so your God can provide the proof right now. Daisy, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
The proof is
provide
that
it. Provide it. Do a miracle right now. Tell him to do a miracle.
Okay, the proof is that you're a mortal
I'm serious.
being.
Tell him to do a miracle.
Okay, are you listening to what I'm saying though?
Yes, I am.
So the proof is that you're a mortal being.
No.
So you're not mortal?
No.
So if you're immortal, then you sustain no damage. You can't die.
And I take no fall damage.
Yo, this guy, bro.
Dude, I just turned the settings off.
You play too many video games, bro. That's
dude,
funny,
I turned the settings off,
That's
dude.
funny, bro. But
dude, you didn't realize that you can just turn the settings off.
This is not Minecraft. This is not Fortnite.
It is.
You can't turn off fall damage. You can't go creative.
I just did.
Bro, God can go creative mode. You can't.
I just cured Nat's lazy eye.
Yo, bro, I don't even know who that. Bro, God can't. Bro, I mean, sorry, God can't. You can't.
I can part the ocean too. I can part the Red Sea.
Your Red Sea is the chat, bro. You can't do that, bro.
I did it. I just did it right now.
Bro, let's go see you do it, bro. Go do it.
Well, okay, tell God to do it.
God already did it. It's in the Bible.
I already did it. I already did it.
That's why you're saying it, bro. God already did it.
I already did it.
Let me see, bro. Where's the pictures? Where's the proof?
Oh, where's the proof for you?
It's in the Bible. You just quoted it.
Oh no, the Bible does not justify that.
Yes, it is. The Bible is
it's in the Bible. The Bible actually has where I did that, where I parted the Red Sea.
Yo, Parker, bro, stop the cap, bro. This is not Minecraft, bro. You can't part.
Dude, the Bible. No, the Bible says it, man. The Bible says it.
No, it does not, bro. It does not say.
The Bible does say it, dude. I promise you.
It does not, bro. It does not. No, it does not, bro. This is sad.
The Bible says it, dude. I promise.
Bro, this is not Minecraft. Okay, I'm not talking. You're God in Minecraft. Okay,
yeah, dude, it's not Minecraft. Things can't just like be a magical man and speak things into existence. It's not.
Yeah,
Minecraft.
you can. You have God has the ability.
Yeah, you can. You can spawn them in like it's Minecraft.
Okay, well, you can't. You're not immortal, like you said earlier.
I am immortal. Yeah, see, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, he said, "I love you, my Lord and Savior."
So you've just once again done this thing where you're defining your own definitions for yourself. You're saying that regardless.
What do you mean? No. Okay. Here's my point. I'm not even trying to make fun of. I'm literally what I'm trying to do here. This is actual legitimate critique I have. You claim that they have these characteristics. Okay. I claim I have the characteristics. You're going to ask me for proof I have these characteristics. I'm going to ask you for proof that you have those characteristics. And there's going to be nothing relevantly different about my ability. Let me please finish. About my ability to provide these characteristics to your God being able to provide these characteristics, to say that your God has these characteristics and I don't.
Okay, so what you just done is answer the question with a question. You didn't actually answer the question properly.
No. It's a thought experiment.
No, it's not. No, that's
You're not understanding the thought experiment.
Bro, Parker, bro, come on. Yo, come on. Let's be honest, bro. You're not God. You know that.
No, I am.
Okay, you've defined that for you. What does God mean then, huh? What is God?
I'm all-knowing. I'm all-powerful. I'm eternal.
Okay.
I'm all good.
Let's see, bro. Fly up in the air, bro. Let's see creative mode.
Okay, tell God to fly up in the air right now in front of me.
Bro, you see what you're doing?
You see? No, do you not understand? Because you're not understanding the fucking.
I do understand. You can't.
I'll do it once God does it. Okay. Bro, I promise you, I'll do it once God does it.
He's already done this.
MCD, I appreciate the subscription. Well, I've already done it. I could just say the same thing.
You've never done this.
Yes, I have. The chat will literally tell you I've already done it.
The chat is going to say whatever you want.
The Bible says it too. I promise you, the Bible says it.
Bro, the chat is going to say whatever you... Bro, the chat is going to say...
Yeah, so is the fucking Bible. The Bible's going to say whatever you think.
No, bro, okay, so why would the Bible tell you to deny yourself and follow God, huh? That's what I want to hear?
I tell the chat to deny going to work and to watch me. I tell the chat to deny themselves I tell chat to deny themselves their own income and send it to me. I'm just kidding.
Bro, he's mad trolling, guys. Y'all better not do that, bro. You just
Yeah, Scooty, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate
That
it.
is sad, bro. That is sad, bro. Anyways, bro, bro, you're a funny guy, but honestly, to be true, bro, if you were God, I would listen to what you have to say. But to be honest, God is not. It's not subjective. He's not. You can't just define what God is. You can't just say, okay, well, I believe I'm God.
Yeah, no, I am. Okay,
No,
can
you're
you
not
can you give me the relevant distinction between me and
Wait, so you're
between
all-knowing?
Jesus to say that I do not have these characteristics,
So you're
but
all-knowing?
Jesus does?
Okay,
Yes.
so you're all knowing. Okay,
Yes.
so who's gonna win the next election?
Biden. David, thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the Venmo.
Hey, bro, Chad, is he right? Hold on.
Yeah, I am right.
No, they're gonna say, okay. Nat says she's gonna win.
Okay,
See,
now
they're
can I
wrong.
ask God? Yo, God. I'm not hearing any response.
I thought you were God. Why are you asking God if you're God?
No, I was trying to reference you because I already
No,
answered.
you're God, bro. So ask yourself.
I already answered.
So you're praying for
I
yourself?
already answered it. Biden.
Bro, so you just want Biden to win? Or you're
Yeah,
making Biden
Matt,
win?
you're talking. Wait, Matt, follow me.
I'm not gonna follow you. Why would I follow you? Are
I'm
you God?
God.
You're not God. Prove you're
Yes.
God. Prove you're
Okay,
God.
well, okay, tell your God to prove it's God.
God
Yeah,
already
Callie, thank
proved
you so
it's
much
God.
for the $5. The Bible
proved
tells me
God.
to. Yes, the Bible does tell you to do that.
Bro, so you just made up something on the spot called a
I did
Bible.
not make up anything.
So where's the Bible? Where's the document?
Marker 11:11, right? Literally tells you
You're
that you
reading
need to
chat,
follow me.
bro. I see you. You're reading
No,
chat.
I'm not reading
Bro,
chat. They were just saying the
posted
same
that,
thing
bro.
I was thinking. Yo, Nathan, thank you so much for the
Oh my
$10.
God.
Thank you so much
Also-
for the $10. I appreciate the cash app. Thank
Bro,
you.
this chat is wild, bro. This chat is wild.
mean
Y'all
this
are
chat is
quoting
wild?
fake verses. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. I just gotta opt out right here, bro. I'll come back later, but like this is
No,
sad.
no, no.
bro.
I'm serious, man. I'm serious. I'm not trying to even do this in some sort of negative context. I'm literally serious. You cannot provide me the relevant distinction between the claims that I am God and claims that Jesus is God, right? And the characteristics that they have and the characteristics that I have to say that Jesus has those characteristics and I do not. Because again, when you ask for proof of me, I can do the same thing as it relates to your worldview.
Okay.
I will provide it once Jesus does.
Okay, so have you ever sinned before?
No.
Okay, if you've never sinned before, what is the sin you're referring to?
My own notion of sin. Remember, I'm God.
Right. So what does sin mean to you?
It's going to relate to whatever I think is wrong.
So you've never done something you thought was wrong in your life before?
Never. Sophia, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
This guy, you just heard what he said. So you've never made a mistake that you think is wrong in your
Never.
life?
Not once in my life.
So you've never done anything, right? Say that without smiling. Don't know. Say it without smiling.
I have never done this in my life.
You're smirking, bro. You're laughing, bro.
Why? Because you're like putting me on the spot, bro.
You know you've done wrong things.
I have never done this before.
So so your parents have never reprimanded you or punished you for doing something wrong?
No, dude, I've never done anything wrong.
So you don't even have parents now because you're God now.
No, I have parents.
Also, so God has parents now. So
I decided to put myself in a human body.
Oh, but you have parents, which means you were created beings. So how can you?
Yeah. Well, so does fucking Jesus.
Jesus has no parents.
Mary?
God has no parents.
Mary?
Mary's not really God's. So
Mary? Is Mary not the mother to Jesus?
No. Mary.
Starship, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so
Mary
much.
is the one.
Mary is literally the mother to Jesus.
Okay. Mary is the mother of Jesus, the human.
Dude,
but
what
the
is this
God
guy
inside of her-
saying? Like,
hang
what?
on. Mary is the mother of Jesus, the human, but the God inside of her, Mary is not the mother of. The Bible literally says that Mary is the one through whom God delivered Jesus. Okay.
Didn't Jesus have like 23 chromosomes? Remember? Do you believe in the blood thing?
I seen that. Now, can we say that's biblically accurate? I'm not sure.
Okay, fuck, dude.
That does. I mean, that
really-
makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense, bro. But like,
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yassine, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
It makes
yes,
sense,
yes.
bro, because
Actually,
you
Yassine,
have-
you have seen the proof. Yes. you have.
I've seen it, and there was, the guy discovered that. But once again, can we biblically say that? Like, is that accurate to say? Like, can we do that?
No, he didn't discover it. You can't even go test it. Like, he doesn't have it. He mysteriously lost it.
Okay, well, regardless, if the discovery alone is something.
He very mysteriously lost it.
Okay, regardless of his discovery or not, my point.
Mills, I appreciate the
still
subscription.
stands.
Thank you so much.
My point still stands, bro. You can't be God by defining what God is to yourself. God literally means the all-knowing, omnipotent. Sorry, omnipotent mind. He's omnipresent. He's everywhere at the same time. Are you everywhere at the same time? Are you in the room with me?
Yes.
Are you in the room with me right now?
Yes.
What color shirt am I wearing?
White.
No, I'm wearing a black shirt, bro. Get out of here, bro.
No,
Get out of
dude,
my face, bro.
you're deceiving us. You're lying.
I'm not deceiving.
I know you're lying.
Yo, I'm finna get out.
Turn
this
your
chat,
camera
bro.
on right now.
I'm finna get out this chat, bro. I'm finna get out.
Turn
this
your
chat.
camera. No. Seriously,
No.
turn your camera on right now.
No. I'm not turning my
Proof.
camera on.
Wait, proof.
No. Get out.
You can't prove it, dude. I'm all right. And you know I'm right.
Bro, I'm not, bro. You're not right.
Show me your shirt right now.
Profile picture. That's not, bro.
Let me see your shirt right now.
Oh my gosh, bro. I'm on FaceTime right now, bro. Bro,
no
I'm
way.
Bro, I'll FaceTime you, bro. I'm not gonna get on this chat with like a million people.
No, come on, dude.
No, I'll FaceTime you, bro. I'm not gonna
FaceTime me. What are you gonna FaceTime me on?
Bro, whatever you want to FaceTime.
Can God connect us on FaceTime right now?
I don't know. Do you ask yourself?
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Aren't you God?
No, I'm asking your notion of God. Josh, I appreciate the subscription.
My God can do all things. It's not a notion. It's a being.
Yeah, I can do all things.
Okay, then do it. FaceTime us right now.
Okay, well, tell Jesus to do it.
Bro, see what you're doing, bro.
Again, Matt, you're not understanding the thought experiment.
Oh my gosh. I do understand your thought process, but you're not understanding that that's not actually proving a point. You're just basically...
I am.
You're actually just refuting the point by asking another question.
I am refuting the point. Thank you.
Yeah, that's not a valid response, bro.
Dude, there's literally only 58 people in the live. Come on, please, man.
58 people, 58, bro, 5.8 thousand, bro. Stop.
Dude, no, dude, there's 58 people.
You can't just define, bro. I'm leaving the chat,
dude.
Bro.
There's literally, dude, look at the chat. There's no way, dude. Stop, wait, hold up, man. There's no way the chat can go that quickly. I mean, not that quickly. If there's, look, there only is 59 people in the live, dude.
Bro, Parker, bro. Okay, if you do one miracle for me, I'll turn on my camera. Do a miracle right now.
No. If Jesus can do a miracle for me, I'll do a miracle.
Do one miracle for me, bro. Fly up in the air, bro.
I'm serious.
Bro. Make me a millionaire, bro. Right now, do it.
Jesus can make me a millionaire right now.
No, so why do you keep bringing up Jesus if you're God?
Matt, okay, well here, let me change the claim. I am not actually God. You know who's God?
Thank you for stating
Matt. It's Matt. It's my friend Matt. Matt is actually God, but I was doing it to protect him. Okay, I was saying that I'm God to protect him. It's Matt. Okay,
no, I'm getting
Matt is all knowing.
Now.
He's all powerful. He's all good. He's God.
Bro,
okay?
bro. Okay,
If you're asking him for proof, I'm gonna need proof from Jesus right now.
All right, bro. Put F in chat, bro. Pay respects to this man, bro.
No. W. Can we get some W? Matt's actually God.
F
he actually
chat,
is God.
F in chat, bro. F in chat, bro.
I'm serious. Matt is God. Can you please give me a response?
No, he's not, bro.
Matt is God. Matt's all knowing. He's all powerful. He's all good.
Bro. F in chat, bro.
He's perfect. He's the creator of the universe.
No, he's not, bro.
Yes,
okay, tell me how many stars are in existence right now.
Dude, no, I'm not God. Matt is. Okay? And
okay,
Matt, he will, but once Jesus provides it.
Bro, what kind of God is that, bro?
Hey, you said that Jesus is God. I want the proof that I want the amount of stars in the galaxy right now.
God knows all things.
Okay, then tell me, God. Tell me.
Well, I'm not God. Jesus is.
Oh, then tell God to tell me right now.
Okay, what? Okay, I'll show you how to do it.
Wait. I don't even need to. God heard me. Show itself.
No, God heard you, but you didn't.
God heard me.
Hold on. So
God knows what the fuck I'm saying.
So get on your knees right now and pray to God. Let's go. Do it right now. You ready? Okay, get on your knees. Let's see. Okay, all right. Say, you ready? You ready to repeat the prayer with me? You ready? All right, say, Our Father.
Our Father.
In heaven.
In heaven.
Hallowed be your name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Your kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Your will
be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our transgressions as we forgive those who sin against us or transgress against us.
In Jesus' name.
Now, wait, follow me not into temptation, but deliver me from evil.
Mm-hmm. Okay, keep going.
How the fuck did you forget it?
I didn't forget it. I said end it in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Now ask him what you want to ask him, bro.
Please, can you show me that you exist right now on live in front of people? Can you prove to us right now in front of, show up to me right now in front of me on live, and I will show everyone that you exist. I promise.
Congratulations. You've just prayed your first prayer, bro.
Dude, I grew up Christian. I've prayed many times.
You did not grow. If you grew up Christian, bro,
dude, I was just able to cite to you the Lord's Prayer. What are you talking about?
You can cite that, bro. Many people can cite that from just tradition.
Dude, I literally, dude, what are you talking about?
That's tradition, bro.
My parents are literally Christian.
Bro, then you're not, because you clearly just said you're God, bro. You're not God. You know that.
No, I am God.
Then fly up in the air.
No, it's actually no. I'm joking. It's Matt. It's literally Matt. Matt is God.
Okay. So let's see God, bro. I'm really getting, bro. My battery's on.
So again, I just prayed. So you need to pray to Matt. Can you turn your camera on and pray to Matt, please?
God to respond.
No, Matt. I need you to pray to God, and I need you to pray to Matt real quick.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pray to Matt when he's not God, bro.
Pray to Matt. No, pray.
God is God, bro.
You're asking for the proof. You have to do it legitimately.
Bro, that doesn't make sense.
Parker, I forgot to tell you, I am Parker. I'm Matt's son.
You're Peter Parker?
I'm part of the Trinity.
Oh, okay. All right, so if you're part of the Trinity, then where's your power at, bro? Where's your power at? Can I see some power?
Yeah, but I'm not the same.
Okay, so where's your? So what can you? What proof do you have to show me that? Well, come on, show me something, bro. What's up? Give me something, bro.
Dude, again, your God
Bro,
has to provide
the
something.
entire time, bro. We went from marriage. We went from the Son of God.
You still have not provided me any proofs. I
Yes,
literally
I have.
prayed.
Jesus
I
said it, bro.
prayed.
Jesus
I
said
literally prayed.
Bro, I already told you in Matthew chapter 19, bro. Go read, bro. Go read, bro. Instead of being on live, bro, why don't you read the scriptures on
I did
live
read it.
and then go try to prove it's wrong, bro?
I did read it. And
No, you
actually,
did not.
I can give you a contradiction right now. Would you like the contradiction?
If you're going to give me the same one, bro, I'm going to dip this chat right now, bro. That's not a contradiction.
That is a contradiction.
You've just literally not understood that's biblical context, bro.
No. So here, let me explain. So the contradiction.
Hey, now, well, hold on. Now, if God comes behind you, bro, don't get scared. Now, if God something happens, bro, God come walk in the room. Don't get scared.
Do it. If he does, I'll literally show 6,000 people.
No,
Or, sorry, 60 people.
Okay, but if you read in the Bible, you've realized God said He delights in hiding. Do you know what that means?
So is God like socially anxious or something?
No, He's not socially anxious. It means that He likes for people to seek Him diligently.
Because I'm socially anxious too, but like, I mean,
He's not socially anxious. He could not. It's impossible for him to be socially anxious because that means he's afraid of his own creation in a sense.
Dude, I'm socially anxious. I'm not afraid of people.
Yeah, that means you're basically afraid of people in a sense, so to say.
Oh my God, I'm not afraid of people.
Around people, you're afraid. Oh my gosh, wow.
No, I just don't know what to expect in a particular circumstance.
That's not okay. All right. I'm not going to debate.
I'm not fearful of people.
All right, cool. Anyways, my point is that originally, this is a terrible debate, bro, because you've sworn you were God. You said,
yeah, Matt, you have not engaged at all.
I've given you several.
This is actually such a legitimate critique that you cannot even engage with at all.
Yes, it is. You said that you were God. Then you said you had parents. Then you said you put yourself in.
Dude, I am God. I am God.
You're God. So then, so God means what? What is
I am
God
part
mean?
of the Trinity, dude. Seriously, Matt is God. Parker is God.
So
Danny
you're
is
blaspheming,
God.
bro. You know you're blaspheming, bro.
Dude, what?
So
any other religion is blaspheming to you. You know that, right?
No, blaspheming.
Like Muslims are blaspheming your God. Jews are blaspheming your God. Mormons.
Okay, no.
Right?
Fucking
Hindus are blaspheming your God. Buddhists are blaspheming your God.
That's true. But
yeah, dude, who gives a fuck?
Blasphemy. Okay, hold on. Blasphemy means the rejection of God in this sense. So you've rejected God. You've also lied on His name, bro.
Crystal, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. What do you mean?
So once again, you've sworn you are a part of the Trinity now, the Holy Trinity of God, which is blasphemy. Then you said
that's me, Matt, and Danny.
That's not okay. That's not the Trinity of the Bible.
That is the Trinity.
That's not the Trinity of the Bible.
It's the Trinity of the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible, whatever the junk that is. Anyways, the point is that that's not of the Bible. You don't have.
It's the Bible.
No, that's whatever.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Is that you created that and God didn't create it, bro.
I am God.
This is not Minecraft.
I'm part of the Trinity.
Fall damage, bro. Don't tell people that they don't take.
They do. I don't take fall damage.
Okay, so if people decided randomly in their mind they're God, they won't take fall damage anymore.
No, I didn't decide randomly. I am.
So how do you know that you are?
Because I've always been.
So if you've always been, then why were you born? Why are you a created being?
Because I decided to bring myself down to like be able to like relate to you. So then, Justin, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bro, at some point, I wanted to like come down and relate to you. You know, I had to be able to like.
Bro, engage, I can't, bro. I honestly can't, bro. I gotta get out this chat, bro.
Dude, no, I'm serious, man. Like you actually.
No, bro. This is not Minecraft. This is not creative mode. You don't have creative mode. This is not no game. You take fall damage.
I do have creative mode.
Being, bro. This is not.
All you have to do is do /game mode too.
It's game mode, bro. Is it game mode?
Okay, come on.
No, it's game mode.
Seriously,
what are you talking about?
Hold up. The point again. I want you to very clearly understand my point here,
bro. Come on.
My point is literally that you cannot show proof right now that your God is going to be able to demonstrate these characteristics. Yet you're going to ask me of these characteristics. So the claim that I am God seems no different than the claim that Jesus is God.
That's not true. There's every religion talks about Jesus being a great man of God. A, B, they all actually. I'm not even going to quote all of the. You can just Google it. Every religion quotes that Jesus is a powerful being. A, B, they all.
No.
Yes, they do.
That's not true. Hinduism. How does Hinduism relate to Jesus?
Hinduism. Okay, so the Hindus worship worship Jesus as one of the deities they worship as well. So if you actually look at
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Do you want me to prove it?
No, prove it to me, please.
I'll actually read from the article. I already had it pulled up because I'm sure you were going to ask me that question. Anyways,
Oh wait, does Judaism?
Judaism are the Jews beforehand. They're more so. They don't believe that. They don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God, but they do believe that Jesus was a being who had the ability to do miracles, aka all of those different things.
Wait. Proof.
Okay, I'll read. Jews believe that Mary's son was a teacher or rabbi. He had many disciples and was respected, performed miracles, claimed to be the Messiah, and was crucified on the cross. They acknowledge his followers.
Wait, no, hold up. The Talmud says so, right? Do you want me to? I can bring that up. The Talmud literally says.
Okay, so you can. Okay, so the Talmud says what?
That was from Matt. Do you want me to bring Matt up to say that?
I mean, I'm not going to debate you on Judaism because I'm not in Judaism.
You're the one who brought it up.
You said you brought up Hinduism. Then you said, "What about Jews?" I'll talk about.
Oh, no. You brought it up. I meant like you brought up.
This is the voice of God.
You said.
This is God speaking.
Okay, cool. What's this is who?
This is God.
This is God.
Yeah, this is God speaking. Okay,
yes,
cool.
this is God.
Okay, so God must be like a middle name or something because this is not actually God speaking, bro.
Oh, this is God speaking.
No, my middle name is Adonai. That's a middle name. Last name Yahweh. First name Elohim.
Blasphemy, bro.
Oh, calm
dude,
down.
no, the blasphemy is not real, dude. Yo, Chris, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
No. The point that the Talmud clearly, the Talmud, which is written, between 3rd and 5th centuries, state Jesus was a treasonous criminal put to death righteously. They don't ascribe anything to him. In fact, Muslims.
So hold on. You're going based off only based off the Talmud, not with the Jews in general. The Talmud was more talking about the religious leaders at the time and Jewish tradition.
Well, the Talmud is still binding, by the way, to Jews who are. Okay. Yeah, hold on. No. The Talmud is still binding to Orthodox Jews who hold to Judaism.
Okay, so you've missed the point again. You're not talking about the Jews in general. You're talking about the Orthodox and the religious leaders who were going off a specific. They were going off.
Jews Jews differ from those who are religious Jews. I said Judaism, which is the religion, views Jesus as a treasonous criminal who claimed to be God, and that is to them blasphemy. And so that's the point.
Okay, so my point still stands. You're talking about how they viewed Jesus versus how they actually talked about how the rest of the Jews, they did know that he was the son of Mary, okay? They did know that Jesus was a teacher. They knew he had many disciples. He was respected. Yes. He was a miracle.
No, not respected. Not respected.
Yes, he was, because everyone respected him.
By whom? Who respected him?
By all of the townspeople, everyone he came into contact with, most people respected him and followed him. He had multitudes following him. At least some of his teachings when he was preaching had thousands of people just sitting there listening to him while he was preaching. They knew that if they didn't, that's why what you just quoted to me earlier, he was a treasonous, I forgot how you said it, but that's why they crucified him in the first place, because it would cause a revolt if they did not do so, because everyone was following him instead of the religious leaders. They all respected him because not only the way he talked, but the miracles he did. There were several, it literally says several, the Sanhedrin. I mean, we can go on all day about this, bro. There's too many miracles and accounts that are given.
That's simply not true. The Jews reject the idea that Jesus was anything but human. Anything but human.
Right. Okay, I agree with you that. I agree with you on that. I'm not saying that. My point is that they consider him to be more so a prophet. They're not getting at the fact that
No. The Jews, ask any Jew. They do not believe Jesus was a prophet. They believe Jesus was.
Even the
they
Muslims
don't
believe that Jesus was a prophet too. They even believe that Jesus was
and by the thank you for bringing up the Muslims. In fact, read Surah 5 or 3, something like that, about they accuse the Jews of making blasphemous statements about Mary. They claim Mary had was a cheater who cheated on Joseph, and that's where Jesus came from. They were making blasphemous claims about Jesus.
Okay, I'm not trying to cut you off, bro, but we're getting on the tangent. It's okay. But even the Quran states that Jesus was a prophet. They believe
the Jews do not believe that.
Yes, they do.
They don't believe it.
Okay. We can talk about one thing you saying that they don't believe that he's a prophet, but they do understand that he did several miracles that they could not explain, and they believe that he had they accused him.
According to whom?
hold on. They accused him of having the power of Beelzebub or the devil because they knew he did the miracles.
Yeah, okay, I get you now. Okay. What you're saying is based on the Gospels telling of what the Pharisees...
not just the Gospels. All of the Jews at the time.
No other Jewish scholar who came after the Gospels claimed that. Even Josephus, himself a Jew, does not claim that Jesus did miracles, only that he was a great teacher.
Right. So you've considerably, okay, so from the Talmud's perspective, it's based on Jewish tradition and all of the religious Pharisees who were alive at the time.
Yes.
So so explain to me now, why would they project a message besides what they would like to be projected?
Because the growth of Christianity was growing exponentially over the several decades before Constantine. They had to respond to it about why they put to death the quote unquote Son of God. They responded to it. That's how they currently still respond to it. But during the first century, it is clear all of the people who were Jews, whether that be from the Pharisees to Josephus to Benson Marion, all of them claim the exact same thing about Jesus. He was a teacher that had disciples that was put to death because he made the blasphemous claim that he was the Son of God.
Right. So do you not understand how the wisdom that you're talking, or sorry, not the wisdom you're talking about, but the wisdom I'm talking about, at least this in the scriptures, was purposely it was hidden on purpose or concealed by conspiracy by the same religious leaders who are the ones who were writing the Talmud. They did not only not like him, but he didn't follow their traditions. He was more so saying, he came to provide a new way to show how God is coming and telling the people to go this way.
That is the Christian belief. I agree with you. That's the Christian belief.
That's why we're going to disagree now, because what's going on is that you're going to stick to the ancient Jewish belief, and I'm saying that's
No. I am only here because you made a claim that all other religions, or most other religions, have a positive view. I made the claim that Judaism does not.
Sorry. Okay, I'll restate what I'm saying. I'm saying they at least mention Jesus to be a historically impactful figure who did miracles, and they do worship him to some degree. What I mean by worship now is they revere him. What I mean is, for example, if you look at the Muslims, okay, they believe that Jesus was born of a virgin who, was... he was born of a virgin, which was a miracle. They believe that he was a prophet. They call him Isa. He was taken to heaven. Yes. They believe he did several miracles.
Yes, Islam, I agree with you. Okay, Judaism did not. Buddhism does not. Hinduism does not.
Hinduism, they do worship Jesus as one of the figures or one of the deities.
Yes, but nothing in connection to the Jesus as portrayed in the Bible. They believe that,
yes, of course,
that he is an avatar,
you're right.
But it's completely separate. It's completely separate. And by the way, but the point that you made was that most other religions, most or if not all religions, portray him in a positive light. Judaism certainly does not. No. Neither does Hinduism fully. They definitely don't believe that he is the son of Yahweh.
No, I'm not saying. Listen, so check this out. So what you keep. Okay, so I've already reclarified that point, but I'll do it one more time. What I'm saying is that I'm not saying necessarily they portrayed him in a positive way, but you have Parker here who's saying he is God, and he said he entered creative mode or whatever he said, and I'm saying that there is no evidence for this. I'm saying that there's
no evidence of your God as well.
Yes, there is.
In the sense that you hold up. Please. Let me describe in the sense, because I've already described this multiple times. In the sense that you are asking for the proof, at least from me, being that I was able to show it to you right now. Okay, and I was showing you how that's not distinct from the fact that your God cannot show it right now as well.
Yes, he can show it, but
then do it right now. I literally asked I prayed for it.
Okay, I've already answered your question. Matthew chapter 4, verse 7. It says we're told not to tempt our Lord, our God. It's written, do not put the Lord your God to the test, because that's disrespectful. Imagine if you say you're God, right, Parker? So imagine one of your followers come up and say, Parker, do a miracle for us to prove you're God. Wouldn't you feel disrespected because you realize you have all of the power? How dare you test my power, in a sense, right? So that's disrespectful to God. So why would I tempt my God saying, okay, God, prove yourself to me? That's disrespectful to me.
Okay, so it's disrespectful to me for you to ask me to prove.
Yeah, well, it's not disrespectful by asking you to prove.
You're the one who asked me for proof.
God's already proved he was several times.
Yeah, so I've proved I have as well. You just haven't seen it.
No, okay, so show me. What's proof? Let me see.
The chat already believes it. I already did
I'm not following what the chat.
The chat will tell you that they have seen miracles.
Okay, the chat is...
And they've also seen it in the Bible, okay?
Okay, the Bible is something you just made up.
I made a pig fly, a pig levitate.
Yeah, that's Minecraft, bro. Good job.
No,
Congratulations. What'd you put a leash on it? What'd you do in Minecraft? What?
no.
How'd you do it?
I made it levitate.
Okay, I'm not sure how you did that. But anyways, the point is that
I just spoke it into existence.
yeah, that's called witchcraft, buddy boy. Anyways, what you understand, witchcraft is actually the ability to actually to do specific spiritual what you call miracles, but they're not by the power of God. They're more so by the power of Satan, really. So unless you're
I'm Satan. Yep.
Okay, so how can you be God and Satan at the same time?
Because I feel like it. Part of the Trinity.
Okay, all right, cool, bro. I'm gonna dip this chat, bro. Parker's crazy.
No,
bro.
come on, bro. You didn't actually. Come on, you're not actually engaging with my point,
bro.
That's why, dude. The reason why I'm getting to a point where I'm trolling is because you're literally not engaging with my point at all.
Yes, I am.
No, you didn't.
Several times.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't engage specifically with like the difference in the justification standard.
Bro,
There's no difference.
I already answered this. Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. You've already defined in your mind what is right and what's wrong. So any definition that's not your definition or how you feel it should be answered, you're not going to consider it, which means that what actually is right and wrong, you never will see it because you've already defined it.
No, I will consider other people's considerations about what's right and wrong. I do that all the time. That's why I talk about ethics.
Okay, so do you consider my stance that it's actually wrong to abort a child?
Yeah, I would consider your stance. I think it's wrong, but I've considered it.
Okay, so if, like I said earlier, I'm not going to really get into the abortion debate, but the point is that you can't just say or make what's right and wrong in your own mind. And if you do, then everybody can. And if everybody does, then we're going to have the world that we have today, which is pretty much all people deciding what's right and wrong in their own mind, all war, all famine, hunger. You have people killing each other. You have people stealing because they think in their own heart.
Oh, you just paused, by the way.
Think in their own hearts and minds, it's okay. You know, people think in their own hearts and minds, it's okay to decide what's right and wrong in their own stance. And I'm saying, if you think that's good logic, then what you've done is pretty much subscribe to the idea that everybody can decide what's right and wrong in their own, and you'll have a...
Wait, so that would be what their own view is, right? Do I think that that's the correct way to view it? No, right? The correct way to view it would probably be the way that I view it, right? Under the way that I see it. Because I'm saying that, right, the most preferable way is the most preferable way. That's just consistency.
You've
right?
just decided what's preferable, bro.
Yeah, that's when I'm relating to morality. I'm telling you what my preferences are.
That's your preferences. You can't subject.
Yeah, I described to you what my preferences are.
Okay, you can't push that on everybody else because you're not.
What do you mean push that on everyone else? We do that as it relates to morality within society all the time.
Okay.
When it relates to like our considerations about who should go to jail or who should go through rehabilitation, our considerations about like how society should function. Right? These are all considerations in which we implicate within the context.
Good point. Good point. Let me exhaust that point really quick. You said when people who should go to jail, etc. Are the judges? Are they acting on behalf of the already established law, or are they fulfilling, or they're making new laws?
They're acting on the already established law of everything.
Okay, so then do you not
because that's how the law currently functions, but they're able to influence the law through their political opinions and their positions on morality.
Oh, and actually they actually can determine the outcome of the punishment.
Can't they set precedents?
Well, not just that. They have discretion to literally decide what the punishment is as long as they find somebody guilty. So they can decide what to do. So yeah, they can make whatever they decide to do. In fact, the court can determine what the law is, not what it should be, but what it is.
Yeah, so once again, I understand that people can decide what the law is on this earth, but the law on what is on this earth is just defined by the government who has the most power in this current
Yes, which is why morals have changed.
And God is just the one who has the most power now.
Yeah, God has the most. Okay, so check this out. Even if you don't think this is just, that's okay. But my point is that if God has the most power, how can you then say it's literally irrelevant to say, okay, well, how can God do this? He has all power to do so, bro. He can decide what's right and wrong. You don't have the power to go against him. So then either you're going to end up in hell for rejecting him or rebelling against him, or you'll eventually realize that his logic and reasoning must be better than yours because he has more power than you. He has more understanding and more wisdom than you. So that's why people go to hell, because they believe and decide on their own what is right instead of trusting that God knows what's right. So in the end of the day, you can decide, like you said earlier, you are God. Once again, like you said earlier, you want to define that yourself. That's okay. But I'm saying you still are actually in reality a mortal being, and you will die one day. And when you do die, you'll see that all I'm saying right now is not just a fallacy that's been made up by mankind.
You're literally just like making conjecture. That's all you're doing.
I'm not.
You're just like restating the preaches that you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, all you've come on my live to do, Matt, is literally just preach. That's it.
Okay,
You've given me nothing actual legitimate here.
Guess what? The Bible is preaching. So when you're telling me
it's absolute bullshit. Exactly, I agree.
It's not. No, it's not.
It's
because
conjecture. It's bullshit. It's not evidence based. They have no standard to actually applicate it to reality. Right? Given an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good God, I would expect to see significantly greater standards as it relates to some type of biblical scripture or some type of scripture as it relates to the revelations. Okay, I would expect it to be the case that Jesus, being God himself, wrote the fucking shit on a page himself and made it glow, made it levitate off the ground. I would expect to see something magnificent.
Because
the fucking Bible is a mistranslated, passed down word of mouth. The first thing we get, it's barely fucking fitting on a credit card, right? And it's ripped up, right?
What?
Like, dude, what the fuck?
What are you talking about?
P52.
P52.
What are you talking about, bro?
This guy doesn't even know his own shit. Look up P52,
P52.
Bro, literally, I know, bro. That has not. Okay, you've literally described what you believe God should act like. When you've said earlier that if you
look up P52. Like it's literally you can fit it on a fucking credit card. Literally, the things that like my professors would let me use on the thing for like, oh, you can put the equations on this, right? On the little note cards you get. That's more I get than what we have for the fucking first things of the Bible.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. My point. That's against my point though. My point being is that you keep saying earlier the whole purpose of this life, to my understanding, the question is right above your head. It says, why should you go to hell? How can you then get someone to answer this question without preaching or without telling you, because this is a religious view?
No. But by preaching, okay, the way that I'm using it, especially in a colloquial usage, is that you are saying things about like, oh, salvation and, oh, you should follow God, stuff like that. All these things that are unrelated to the questions and the debate that we're asking here.
Listen, I'm telling you that what you just did earlier, you described yourself as God, okay? I'm saying you can't do that. God,
I did it for a reason, okay?
But
what was the reason?
Is it true though?
I do not believe that I'm God. You know that I don't believe I'm God. The reason that I can establish here is that the same basis of justification that you ask from me, you don't ask from your own God. Okay?
I do ask.
You apply a standard of evidence onto everything that is not your own belief.
No, that's not true, bro. Literally, God
literally proved that.
God has revealed himself in several different ways. Just like you have revealed your presence to several different people here on in different ways you've done it. You could do it through TikTok. You messaged guys on Instagram earlier. I've seen that. Whatever it is, God's revealed himself in several different ways. He's not limited to your interpretation of how he should reveal himself. Okay. Now he's a personal being, which means
he likes to reveal himself through like the P52 being completely ripped up, the mistranslations, the passing down through generations, the relying upon human interpretation, or all this extra shit that allows for people to sin more to a greater extent, right?
No, sinning is falling short of what God asks you. God asks you to simply learn and follow his commandments. How can you do that? You just simply obey. It's very easy. Stop trusting what you believe is correct, because once again, you're a being.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the $5.
I don't know how old you are, but you're only
21.
Okay, you're 21 years old. How do you know that everything you've acquired in your 21 years is correct when some people have lived much longer than you?
I don't think that everything I've acquired is correct. As it relates to this argument, though, right, I think that this argument is very sound, okay? And I think that I can provide many arguments against the existence of God. Okay.
Okay. How can you do
God in
particular?
particular?
You have explanations, or I would like to hear from Matt too. What is your guys' explanation for the creation of the universe? And I don't want to hear.
We don't think there's a sufficient. Dude, Matt, you've asked this question how many times now? I've told you multiple times. It doesn't matter, because
I
do not think that there's a sufficient explanation as it relates to things that came prior to the Big Bang.
Okay, so
as it relates to the world and how it exists.
Anything, do you? You don't have answers to anything.
That's not true. No, that's not true.
I don't have answers to everything, but I don't have answers as it relates to that thing particularly.
Yeah. So then, how can you make pre-assumptions that there is no God when you don't have an explanation in the first place?
No. We don't make that assumption.
I don't need an explanation to say that there isn't a God.
Because if you're saying there's no God,
I don't need. Let me finish. I could just mute you if you don't let me finish.
Bro.
As it relates
I was gonna dip the chat a long time ago, bro. I'm gonna just dip. It's
okay. Well, if you want to leave, that's completely fine. I honestly don't care. You can leave. That's completely legitimate. Go for it. Cry and leave. Run away. Right? Every other Christian does. Okay. Just because we don't have an explanation doesn't mean we can't consider something to be false. Right? I don't know everything that I've said earlier in this conversation. I wouldn't be able to recite it back to you. But I know that a unicorn didn't fart in front of my face. Right? Rainbows. Right? I know that didn't happen while I was explaining things. Okay. So I can rule out particular explanations without having an explanation to relate to. But bro just got pressed and bro just left. That's truly unfortunate, honestly. Yeah. It's truly unfortunate.
I mean, and the last thing I'll say too is like us not having an explanation doesn't mean that I have to agree with other explanations that don't have evidence. So the fact that I can explain the origin of the universe, meaning before the Big Bang, doesn't mean that therefore I'm going to accept something else that I also can't explain or I don't believe. It just means that I am perfectly okay with not knowing. And I am okay with not knowing. I'm okay with not knowing. I want to know, but it doesn't press me not knowing. So, yeah. Okay, well.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Yep, of course. Bye-bye.
All right. Maybe we'll get like one more person left on the live. How do y'all feel about that? Or should I just end it for today? What do y'all think? Up to y'all. In the meantime, as well, if you do want to help tap the screen, everyone, we're trying to get to like 2 million likes. If we hit 2 million, I will give away 5 free subs. We've been on for like over 7 hours, chat. Like 7 hours, 7.5 hours. One more? I'm down to do one more. And then we were going to do battles later. If you do want to support me on battles, I will be on my second account, Parker Get a Bible. But as well, if you do want to follow me here, I do lives like this literally every single day. So follow me if you haven't already, especially if you're 18 plus, everyone. So if you do want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, y'all. Let's go on to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you think that I should go to hell, y'all. All right. It's not accepting this person. We're going to go to the next. Please only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. No sub only chat. We did sub only chat for well over an hour, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm 17.
You got to be 18 plus to join the live.
I'm 18. I'm 18.
That's not how it works. We're going to go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. If you think that I should go to hell, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next one. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. If you think that I should go to hell, y'all. Let's go on to the next individual real quick. Wait, are you staying live for longer? Yeah, like one more person or so. And then after this, I will be doing battles, probably against like Dean or so, and whatnot. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
45.
For sure. Do you think that I should go to hell?
Do I think you should?
Yeah.
No. I don't think it.
All right, we're going to go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you think that I should go to hell. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Please only send a guest request if you think I should go to hell. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
33.
For sure. Do you think I should go to hell?
No.
All right. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for people who think that I should go to hell, y'all. Please only send a guest request if you think that I should go to hell, y'all. Okay, let's get to this next individual. If we can't get someone on in the next like 5 or 6 people, I might just end it for today, y'all. But again, if you do want to support me, Venmo and Cash App is in the bio, y'all. I go live literally every single day, so follow me if you have not already. We're on the fucking on the way to 400,000, 500,000 followers here on TikTok. So if you do want to follow, y'all, it definitely gets us going on that. All right, it's not accepting this person. Let's try the next. Please only send a guest request if you think I should go to hell, y'all. Get your rest, Parker. No, we grind, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
05.
Do you think that I should go to hell? Oh, you got a call. Okay, they got a call. We're going to the next person. Oh, is there someone connected? I think, chat. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. It's really not accepting people. Let's go to the next one. Please only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. If you think that I should go to hell, y'all. All right, let's get this individual up real quick. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right, y'all. I'm gonna give it like 5 more people. If we can't get someone up in the next 5 people, I'm gonna get off for tonight, and we're gonna go do battles or something like that right away. Again, if you do want to support me, Venmo and Cash App is in the bio, y'all. Let's get to the next person real quick. I'll try to get someone up here. All right, I didn't accept this person either. I'm trying the next. Everyone, please only send a guest request if you think that I should go to hell, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 41. What's up, bro?
For sure. Do you think that I should go to hell?
I don't think it's a binary choice. That's a false dichotomy.
I'm just asking if you think I should go to hell. Do you believe I should go to hell?
That's not a yes or no question. That's a false dichotomy.
No, so you think the law of excluded middle is a false dichotomy?
I think that heaven or hell is a false dichotomy.
Oh, okay. That's different than the question I'm asking. So you don't think I should go to hell?
That's a yes or no question. That's a fallacy.
No, it's not. Holy fuck.
It's a false dichotomy.
Okay,
it's
so
binary.
Okay. I exist or I don't exist. Is that a false dichotomy?
No, that is a true dichotomy.
Okay. So how is this a false dichotomy, the one I just related to?
Because what if, like Christ, you could go to hell and then come back and go to heaven?
Okay, you could say that you go back to go to heaven. That's fine. You can have particular views as it relates to that, right? But do you think that I should go to hell based upon your opinion, given that I die right now?
No one should go to hell if hell exists.
Okay, I'm gonna look for someone who specifically disagrees. Only send a guest request if you disagree. If you think that I should go to hell, y'all. We're gonna go on to the next person real quick. Please only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. Let's get the next person up here real quick. Keep tapping that screen. Let's run it up to 2 million likes. If we get to 2 million likes, everyone, we're gonna be giving away 5 free subs, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, this person's not here. Let's try the next real quick. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. Does someone actually disagree? Yeah, we've had people on for the last 7 hours. There are hella people that disagree. There's 73 requests, or 74 guest requests right now. He removes people that owns. I don't remove anyone unless I say it. I'll say if I do. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 19, sir.
What's your birth year?
2004.
For sure. Do you think that I should go to hell?
Yes. I feel like we all have choices and we all have consequences for those choices. If you choose to not want a relationship with God, God answers that request. You know,
what makes you think I don't want a relationship with a God? Right? I just don't think this God exists.
That's a whole different topic.
Not really, right? Like as it relates to this though, no. My point is kind of asking, like, what's the justification, right? What would be the justification for sending me, given that I don't know, to hell, like to torture?
Well, if you've never heard of Jesus, Jesus doesn't.
I grew up Christian. I've heard of Jesus. I've talked about this many times. All right. I don't think that there's sufficient evidence to indicate that Jesus is God. Would you think that if I die right now, I should go to hell?
That's a hard question, sir. I don't think I'm knowledgeable about enough. I just was trying to answer for the original question as simply as I could. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you don't think I should go to hell?
I think that there are just choices, and God just basically grants your request. God's like, I sent my son Jesus.
If I had a choice between heaven and hell, I would go to heaven. But I'm not given that choice. I don't believe, though. I never accepted Jesus to be God.
Okay. Then, obviously, if you don't accept Jesus to be God, you are going to live your life a certain way. And then God's basically like, okay, you choose not to believe in me, and you've chosen to not... Let me think about this. You've chosen not to believe in me, even though I've given you good evidence to support that. And that's up to you. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff, obviously, it's hard to cover in a short time period. For how much you're on, I want to respect your time. But...
No, go for it. Take as much time as you need. Like, really what I'm just asking, okay, I'll ask you this way, right?
I'm sorry,
do you think it's coercive for your God to say, believe in me or go to hell?
God is saying, look, I have given you the Bible, because where we're at now, we have the Bible easily accessible around the world. Even though there are different versions, we do have the Bible, and we do have knowledge of God. Like you said, you grew up in church, you're in you don't believe in what the Bible says. You don't believe Jesus is God, correct?
I do not believe Jesus is God, no.
Okay, and God's basically like, look, it's up to you to read it's up to all of us as individuals to read the Bible for ourselves and to look at the evidence and look at everything and make a choice. And obviously your choice is, hey, like, I'm from a Christian background and I've chosen to think that there's not enough sufficient evidence to believe that God exists or that Jesus was who he was.
Yeah, so I choose to believe that because that's what is reality. There's not sufficient evidence to indicate this to be true.
I think there is, but the answer...
So what's the sufficient evidence?
Well, let me put it this way. If someone just says, I believe in Jesus just because I read a book, that would be a fallacy. It's all about, there are multiple people who have died. Like the disciples, they all chose to die. They all chose to die for this. They all chose to be persecuted for this. There are hundreds of witnesses who have claimed to see Jesus, after he was resurrected. And Jesus came to some of the disciples and presented himself after he had been crucified. Do you really think that there would be multiple people?
Wait, so those are claims. So here let's relate to this, right? So my question as related to these spiritual experiences is about, not necessarily about like disputing whether or not there's a spiritual experience that happened, but what I'm disputing is the conclusions formed from this experience. Okay. So as it relates to Prophet Muhammad with the angel Gabriel, you would dispute the conclusions formed from that experience in describing the Quran, right? Because it would dictate the Quran, and the Quran dictates that it is the case that Jesus did not crucify on the cross. Okay, so that would contradict with the Bible. Okay, so you dispute the conclusions formed from that spiritual experience, but you don't dispute the conclusions formed from the spiritual experience that you had, or that is listed in the Bible. So I would just ask you, what's the difference, the relevant distinction between these two different experiences to indicate that the conclusions formed from one are valid, but the conclusions formed from the other one are not valid?
The main difference is, it's not Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. They're all written by different people, and they all conclude to the same story. There's no discrepancies between the sources, and they're all historically backed up. And do you believe in like Jesus, that he existed, just that he wasn't God?
Wait, historically backed up? No, I don't think that it's historically backed up. First of all, if we're relating to miracles are the least probable thing to occur. Whereas if we're looking at historical evidence, that's the most probable thing to be the case.
I'm talking about
Raymond. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
In the New Testament is written by many different authors, and all these like the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they are all different people, and they all have wrote different stories and different documents, but they document the same story, and the same things happen. Is that, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I would say that they're differing stories. So sure, you might say that they're trying to document similar things. I don't know what your point is with that, though. I thought you were trying to say that like it's historically backed up, like the Bible.
Yeah, it is.
Right, as it relates to no, the miracles are not historically backed up. As if we look at historical evidence, we're looking for the most probable thing to be the case. Whereas miracles, hold up, miracles are the least probable thing to occur. So the only way that something could be the least and most probable thing to occur simultaneously is if there's only one possible explanation. Okay, so that would be the only possible way.
Yeah. Obviously I'm still very young. I'm only 19. I'm not going to claim to be some historical expert. Like I said, when I first got on this call, I was just trying to answer a question simply, but I do know from my limited knowledge that for me, if I'm looking to see if something is true, I'm going to be like, okay, is it just like one person saying it?
So sure, there's a lot of people saying it, but that doesn't mean it's true. There's a lot of people saying Islam is true. There's a lot of people saying other religions that you believe to be false are true. Right? But that doesn't indicate to you that they are true.
Well, the thing for me is these people were willing to die. And they didn't die of old age.
There are people who have martyred for Islam. You believe Islam is false. There are people that have died for Islam. And there are people today that if you would go up to them, they would die for different religions that you believe are false. Judaism, Islam, right? They would die for their faiths. And they don't have sufficient evidence to indicate those to be true.
That is true. That is true. But what I would say to that is, that's a really good point. I'm trying to be honest with you. Like that did kind of like stump me a little bit. I guess since I'm not super knowledgeable, I'm sorry. I know you want people who are probably knowledgeable on here.
No, you're fine, man. I appreciate the honesty, man. George, I appreciate the $10 on Cash App. Thank you so much, George.
I just think that just do your research, guys. Like, we all have the world at our fingertips. We all can easily get a Bible. Well, I wouldn't say we all, but most people can easily get a Bible. Just read it for yourselves. Look up, do research for yourselves. And there are a lot of arguments by people who are way more intelligent than me, and they do know what they're talking about, and they do have evidence to back up.
I don't think they have sufficient evidence. I've looked through a lot of the people that you're probably mentioning, right? And I haven't seen any of the sufficient evidence that you're referencing.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, we all have a choice to go and read the Bible for ourselves, and we have the choice to make with what we see. Like, I have obviously made a choice that from what I've seen, and I still have a lot more learning to do. I'm still a new Christian. But what I have to say is, even though I have a lot of learning to do, I do have faith that God exists. And it's just, guys, just read the Bible, do your research. If you choose that it's not sufficient enough for you after you've done a lot of research, that is between you and God.
Okay, man. Is there anything else you'd like to provide or talk about here tonight?
No, sir. Just like,
all right, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't provide.
You're good. Don't worry, bro.
I
appreciate it.
Just read the Bible, guys.
All right. Have a good day, man.
You too.
All right. We're going to get off here for tonight. I do appreciate everyone who did come on tonight. Y'all, tonight's live has been absolutely wild across the board. If you do want to support me, again, everyone, Venmo and Cash App is in the bio. You also can sub as well. I go on live literally every single day. Follow me if you haven't already. Today's live has been absolutely massive. Make sure to follow if you have not already. We're going to be going over to my second account right now, Parker Get a Bible, and we're going to be doing some live battles. So if you want to come support me in my battle against Dean, destroying Dean here tonight, make sure to join up on my second account, Parker Get a Bible. Lil, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But we're going to get off for tonight. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming on. Again, go to my second account, Parker Get a Bible. I should be on that right now here in a second. Love y'all so much. Have a fantastic night, everyone. And peace out, y'all. Have a good night, y'all. Steve, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Steve. By the way, everyone, I am live right now. Go over to my second account, Parker Get a Bible. We are live right now, chat. We are live right now. Have a good night, y'all. Peace out, y'all.